The pros know best how to use presets, and today I'll show you my personal values when it comes to using them. Everyone knows how easy it is to use presets. You just pick up, pull up and put them in your VST of choice and you're ready to rock. That said, I often find the presets too bland and standard, and maybe that's because they're just made in one VST and don't really have any external plugins on there. But they do give a great template to start putting those external effects on there. And boy, I have a plugin that makes the game way too easy. So say we got a plug and it sounds like this. It's an okay plug, but it's not really gonna make your track stand out or sound creative at all. With this one plugin, I'm just gonna change this so much you won't even recognize it anymore. Do you hear that crazy amount of detail? It just made the sound a lot more unique, and you're ready to use this in a track, and this is gonna stand out if you use it right. So this is Rift. Something you might immediately notice is that it has two distortions, one for the positive side of the waveform and one for the negative side. It also has multiple stages, so you can get quite extreme if you add like 6 stages of distortion on there. And on the back side you see filters, feedback and other stuff to just make lots of movement, and that gives room for a lot of presets. And that's where the random knob comes in. The random knob just selects a different preset from the entire library of presets, and you can just check what that does to your sound. For me, the random knob is what makes Rift so amazing. You just scroll through some presets and you just get something new and creative out of there. You can put it on plugs, you can put it on pads, basses, screeches, kicks, just anything, and see what comes out of it, and maybe it makes your track stand out. So let me show you a real life scenario where I used Rift in something that I was working on. And now the writing process for me started off with this melody. And now that sounded great, but I just needed something underneath there to really carry this. Something like a bass line. And then I found this preset. And this preset sounds alright, but it wasn't really special. So that's where Rift comes in. And just with Rift on there, it's creating a way bigger and way more creative bass line. And now let me quickly show you the melody. And I needed to tie that melody into my breaks again, so I pulled up a library of plugs and I just scrolled through a few of them and I used Rift on them. This was the sound before I had Rift on the plug. And this is the sound after it. It just changed it a bunch. So I found out that if you want to produce as efficient and successful as possible, you do need to keep something of an original sound, and that's where Rift really helps me out. Just take a few presets, put some Rift on there and see what comes out of it, and you can just continue writing your music, and that's what really helped me finish this track in about 2 weeks or so. And now I just want to test the power of Rift on a sample and on a screech, just to show you what you can do with it. So I've just found this little loop. And now let's put Rift on there and some other stuff. In this chain I boosted some frequencies carefully to around 30 decibels. And after that I just pushed the random button a few times in 2 different instances of Rift. And this is how it sounds. And now let's test out Rift on a little bit of a screech from Silent. And that's the sound before I put Rift on there, and this time I put 2 Rifts on there as well, push the random knob a few times and just see what comes out of there. Let me know if you liked it, hopefully it boosts your creativity, and I'll see you back soon again. Cheers!